Hi, I'm Kurt Smith, and welcome to App Talks, a series of conversations with Salesforce customers on how using business apps from the AppExchange can help you manage all aspects of your business. Today I'm here with David Woolwind from ModSquad to talk about how ModSquad is using Intacct to transform the way they manage their finance and accounting processes. Welcome to App Talks, David.
Thanks so much, Kurt. It's great to be here.
So tell me about ModSquad.
Yeah, I'd love to. ModSquad is a digital engagement services company. We're a people business, and we're providing those services to our clients in over 50 countries in 50 different languages. And to do that, we leverage our network of over 10,000 mods. And I'd encourage you and everyone that's watching this to check us out on ModSquad.com, and they can learn a little bit more about us.
So tell me about your business and the challenges you were facing.
So we were going through a hyper growth phase, which is continuing actually, which is great, but we were facing some typical challenges you might expect, right? The system you had in place when you were just starting out was great then, it was working, but now we were starting to have some growing pains. Systems weren't talking to each other. We didn't have common data elements between them. And we were holding things together with people and Excel. Also, invoices were starting to get a little lengthy and a little rough around the edges, and we were having to spend an inordinate amount of time explaining what services were delivered to our clients. And when I came into the company 3 years ago, I sat down, went through a couple of billing and close cycles and said, you know what? This thing's not going to scale to meet our current growth needs and our future projected growth needs. And I also sat down with our Senior Vice President of Sales, Mary Lex, and we kind of crystallized a vision around, once Salesforce opportunity got marked closed won, right, and the client contract was closed, we would be able to take that client opportunity and that contract ID and flow it through the system so that what we sold is what we bill, what we deliver, and what we measure. And we're there now, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you that. So you're in hypergrowth stage. You have this forecast for continued hypergrowth, and the systems are not going to scale. How is this impacting your employees and your team?
Well, our employees were spending a bit of time, actually, in Excel, doing a lot of tactical, what I call grinding, right? Inputting numbers, ticking and tying, we were passing spreadsheets back and forth in email. And we were actually emailing invoices back and forth for approvals. And it got to be too inefficient, and it wasn't scalable, as I mentioned before.
So as a Salesforce customer, as you mentioned, you knew there was a better way out there somewhere. How did you go about starting that process to go find an ERP partner to work with?
So we went through a full-blown vendor selection process like most people do. We had our vision in mind for the system that was going to meet that vision that our SVP of Sales and I laid out, right? And we actually got our C-level execs involved early on in the process, involved them, they viewed the demos with us, right? And we interviewed a lot of VARs, looked at a lot of systems, and we settled on Intacct because of the ease of integration with Salesforce.